At work, there are new recruits who need training in how to be firemen. As part of this process, Montag will read from a book called Fahrenheit 451, which teaches that it's wrong to love reading. All true art should be destroyed. The chief orders Montag not only to teach, but also to get the boys excited about what they're doing by showing them some good arson. So one day, he has some of the young men gather around him as he sets light to an enormous stack of paperbacks. They watch, cheering each other on, until they collapse in laughter at the sight of the fire going through the stacks like water through grass. One boy looks over at another and says,
"It'll be okay for you fellows. You can write your own stuff. I never had much schooling anyhow."
And he looked back toward me and grinned. He was very proud of himself for having thought of such a clever crack. Montag feels badly about destroying all that literature, but tells himself it's necessary in order to keep reading alive. One of the new recruits sees Montag drop a book in the garbage as he leaves work. The next day, the boy buys the book for his own personal library. Montag is delighted that it wasn't simply thrown away. Outside, the chief grabs Montag by the arm and tells him there's an accident at one of the storage buildings. When the men arrive, they discover that the building is on fire, but when they put it out, the damage appears to be minimal. Later that day, when Montag drives past, he sees police stopping everyone as they leave their houses, looking for a particular man. Captain Beatty enters one of the rooms with his helmet off to check the flames. In the car, Montag turns to the chief and asks, "How can you bear to destroy all these books?"
"We've no choice, Montag. We can't risk anybody getting something wrong."
Montag replies, "No, we don't want to risk that." Beatty then makes a rambling speech about the truth, about humanity being tested by fire. He says he knows it isn't Montag who set the fire, because if he were guilty, he would have taken some books with him from the house. He tells them all about Montag's secret room and his personal library. Beatty also announces that Montag was responsible for saving his house, and even warns the men of the new recruit who got a book from Montag's library. When Montag arrives home, his wife is furious, but she calms down as he reads aloud from some of the books he took from the secret room. When he mentions a novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald, Mildred begs him not to burn it. Montag does not. In the middle of the night, Montag wakes up to hear the sound of his wife weeping. She doesn't know why, but it disturbs her. She goes into the bedroom and brings out the Bible. Suddenly, Beatty bursts through the front door.
"Major!"
he shouts, waking Montag.
"Come quick. Your house is on fire."
Montag hurries downstairs and sees an orange glow coming from under the floor in the living room. He follows the trail of flames upstairs into his study. The air is thick with smoke. With no time to stop for anything, Montag grabs a book from the shelves, any book, and flings it at the blaze. It catches fire too, but the fire burns away from him, so he can save more books. As Montag saves more and more books, he feels something rising in his heart, not joy, but something bigger. He realizes that he still loves books. The moral of the story is that books are more important than people. When the firemen see how Montag valiantly protects his personal library, they are forced to consider his past work as a fireman. Beatty points out that most of the other men lost all their possessions and don't have the books that Montag does. Only 3 of the firemen, including Captain Beatty himself, had any books to lose. Thus, Beatty notes the irony that the man who holds more books than anyone else is considered by the rest of them to be the most dangerous.